Today we are installing shore power in the back of our van right here in this plastic piece so that we can plug in to different places around the world. That you can just, oh, that's our issue. We got the thing on. We decided we didn't want to drill into the side of our van or any of the metal, so we are choosing right here to use a hole saw and cut a hole in it. And we chose this spot because you can connect the wiring through a little vent in there that you can just pop out, or you can put it back in, but you can feed it through there and it can connect right to your electrical system. We bought our shore power plug off Amazon, just like some cheap outlet that you can connect the wires to. I'm going to show you all the tools and products that you're going to need for this install.
And if you run into any problems, you might need one of these.
Alright, so for the products and tools, here's exactly what you're going to need for this install. And remember, we are installing it right there. The first item you'll need, obviously, is your shore power outlet. And this is the one we went with. We went with this Amazon one. I think the brand is Fixture. So I will link everything below for all of this stuff. Shore power outlet, and it comes with this little backing piece. Also, something to mention, we had to modify the back end. I will get more into why this is modified in a second, but this is the backing to the outlet. You will need a T30 Torx bit to take off that plastic piece if you decide you're going to be installing it right there. We have our screwdriver to put the bolts in. We have our 8mm socket to tighten up those lock nuts. Obviously a drill, and this is our hole saw that we are going to be using. It is a 2-inch opening that we will be making in the plastic piece. I will show you right here. This hole right here is the exact size that fits. If you put it through here, it fits absolutely perfectly. So, just like that. And yeah, over here we have our clamp type connector. This is a 3/4 inch clamp. So this is what's gonna hold the wiring right here through the backing piece. Also, so the reason why we modified this one is because this was the only clamp we could find at Lowe's, and this thread would not fit in the stock hole right here. So I just used a Dremel and just made a bigger opening. So now when I go to put it in, I will screw this in and it will be tight in with the plastic. But besides that, we have our 3 fasteners right here. So we have a number 8 1-inch screws, and you're gonna need 4 of them. We have a flat washer which will go on the inside, which will go right where that is once we install the backing. So flat washer right there. And then we have a lock washer on the back, which is a number 8. Also number 8. And over here we have our wire cutting tools. So we'll be cutting off some of the insulation right here. And this is for the big boy. Okay, now onto our wiring. So we are using 10 gauge. I believe this is marine grade. I will link everything below. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it has 3 different connectors. So black, green, and white, which is what we will be inserting in these holes. Okay, we have our tape measure, obviously. And then our last item, which has served us well in a lot of our installs, the Buytl tape. So we are going to be doing an extra layer of weather sealing and put that along here. It already comes with one, but it's honestly, it feels cheap and it might fall off. So we're going to be putting Buytl tape along here, and that's all there is to it. Let's get to step number 1. Okay, so now we are going to take this plastic piece off and do our hole. All 4 of these Torx bolts, or how many are there? We need to take off these 2 Torx bolts and the one under here as well. And we need to take off this one. In order to take this off, you need to take the headlight off. The hole we're gonna be making is right here. So grab your 2-inch hole saw and poke your hole in.
What's it called? Wow, that's clean.
Clean cut. Maybe get a perfect. I'm just gonna take off all these screws. Now that we're in here, we're gonna take out this plug. We're gonna push down on it and just pull it out. So just like that. That's one, and then we're gonna take out these bolts. We're gonna take out this bolt right here and this bolt right here. And then we're gonna take out the taillight. So now The headlight is off. Don't got to mess with none of that stuff, but now just need to take off that one bolt.
Hopefully.
Okay, so now come under the van and you're gonna want to take off this 8mm bolt right here. You also need to take off these other ones. So we're taking off this one right now, and there's one more. Also need to take off this one, and then there's another one right there. So you're gonna have to take off this whole piece to get this plastic piece off. Okay, so now that we have this side panel off, it reveals there's 3 more of these bolts. Something we ran into and I want to help you guys avoid is when taking off this plastic piece, so it goes like this. Once you loosen all the bolts down here, you're gonna wanna push down and push it to the right and then pull it out. The way we accidentally did it is we just started prying it out because we thought there were clips. But if you do that, you're gonna break all of the clips. So now we gotta order those and just pop them in there. So now we've taken off this piece and this piece just to get this one. You might think it's ridiculous, but honestly, I think it's worth it to put the shore power right here. It's just right here, it just looks so slick. So now we're gonna take this off and we're gonna make sure the wire's going through there properly and I can put that vent back. I don't wanna have to put this thing back in.
Oh, good. See, now you can actually put that back right.
Okay, now that we got the vent back in there and we just have the wire here, we're going to attach the back housing pieces right there. We're gonna stick it through and then we're gonna start stripping the wire and then attaching it to the outlet. All right, so we just screwed on this piece to the back. So now we're gonna take the nut piece and we're gonna tighten it on there. So now the nut is on there. Yes, so now we're gonna take this and we're gonna feed the wire through. So with the clamp up, boom. And now we're gonna put it through here. Take off this much.
Yeah, until you feel like you're going through it a little bit. It's gonna take practice.
This is the first wire we're cutting into. Right. Just gonna keep it. Oh, here we go.
It?
Look at that. Now I just cut, since I cut a little bit in here, I'm just gonna cut down with a razor blade, and then I'm just gonna cut this all off and get some new wire. So now we're gonna cut it right here to where we accidentally cut some. So now you're obviously gonna put the green wire in the green terminal, the white in the white, and then the black in the black. But first we need to tear off some insulation on these wires. Okay, so before we attach our wires in here, we're going to loosen up all these bolts so we can feed the wire through there. So now we're gonna grab our wire stripper, and since these are 10 gauge wire, we're gonna put it in the 10 section. Let's go ahead and go for
Now, ferrule is a little bullet-looking thing. And squeeze. No.
There we go.
You shouldn't have to wiggle around it.
That looks solid. One, so now we're gonna put green and green, white and white, and black and black. All right, it's wired.
Let's do continuity check before you
Good idea.
mechanically mount it.
So the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna get a multimeter and we're gonna put it on here, and then we're going to put it on the other end of the wire. So we're gonna test each one, and it should make a noise. Boom. They're all good to go.
Yeah. I mean, I knew they were.
All right, so now that it's all wired in and ready, we're going to apply an extra gasket of Buytl tape all along. All right, so I just cut the Buytl tape in half, and I'm just gonna lay it in strips. I think I'm gonna cut these in half actually as well. Along here. So there's our Buytl layout. So now we're just gonna push this in and then bolt it down. Let's go ahead and get our final spot in. The hell? I caught a bug.
Can you go to the top?
Number 8 1-inch screws, and you're gonna need 4 of them. Yeah,
So,
this is
a
perfect.
little socket there.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to get rid of this Buytl tape once it's full. We're using number 8 lock washers and number 8 flat washers. Okay, so now we're going to put a flat washer on all 4 of the bolts and then put a lock nut on the end of all of them. And then we're just going to bolt it down and then lock this down, and then we are all done. We just have to put it back together. It started raining, so we put a tarp on, but now we got the thing on. So we're just gonna put all of the Torx bolts back in there, and then it's all good to go. Obviously we gotta put that back on too, but it'll be fully functional, and now we just need to do the inside when we get our electrical system. That's really all there is to it. So now we have shore power on our Dodge Promaster 2019, and yeah, so sub and follow the journey, and I will see you guys next video.